You are now listening to Sir Ink's The Experience Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything kink. Now, this podcast is only catered to those that are 18 and above and may not be suitable for work, or as we like to say, NSF. But remember, you can always listen to us during your private time. Hello, kinky and kink curious folk out there. My name is Sir Ink. All right, let's get right into it. So, if she's asking for it, then give it to her. Now, of course, that's like self-explanatory, right? But, there's some times where a person, a submissive, likes to be so on point and so disciplined, right? And every now and again, we're all humans. Some things happen. You can get off your regimen or your schedule for a moment, a half a day, something like that, right? We all have, some little lapses, but a lapse is not necessarily like a flagrant thing or about laziness or oversight. It's really some other things have come into play where it's knocked them off their routine. But there are times where that kills them. And you can give them an easy hand on that. You can give them a pass, to me, if you're a perfect soldier. So what happens is they eat themselves up, right? And I think not correcting them sometimes is like, okay, they understand why you didn't, but they expect it to be reprimanded, right? And if you don't give them a hard reprimand, that builds up. And then something else happens, and then, maybe something else happens. But maybe these are not frequent. But about the third time, it's time to go ahead and give them a little something. And when you do give it to them, it is so refreshing to them. It is so refreshing to them. So it's kind of it's still that kind of sadist masochist play, whereas though they know they run afoul, give them a pass, but they feel like, ooh, okay, daddy, okay, sir, master, okay, ooh, give me a pass, but it sits with them. And then if something else happens, it sits with them. And then if something else happens after that, gotta reprimand. You might have to reprimand on the second one, but just giving a pass sometimes builds that thing up within them, and they want to be punished. And you can do some impact play in a regular scene, but if your intention is not for reprimand, then it's received differently to her, even if it's the same strokes. It's all about intention. So if your intention is to reprimand, if your intention is a punishment, then the intent is there. That's why if you change your intent in the middle of play, as I talked about on one of the last podcasts, if you change your intent during play, you change the energy, you change the mood, you can throw things off. No matter what end is coming from a punishment to a punishment or a punishment to a punishment, it can throw things off. So it's always about your intention. So it's about the intent. Intent with everything. And I say that men need to move with intention. Men need to move with purpose. The things you do with your submissive there's not a whole lot of happenstance that goes on. Things are very structured and planned. You can have room for spontaneity, right? This is not some military style up, down, left, right. There's room for expansion and for spontaneity, but the things that y'all do are structured, and you can't have long-lasting a long-lasting dynamic, or a dynamic that is actually interesting to both parties, if there's no structure to it. Because fun moments, you can't just go out and think everything's going to be fun, or everything's going to be freaky, or everything's going to be hot and kinky every time, unless you actually implement that, unless you actually plan for that and you put intention in that. And they can tell the difference in your intent. They can tell without words your intention if you have them in a collar and pulling them close to you, directing them, or spanking them. Like, they know the difference with the intention. They know when it's lighthearted, the chain has got a little bend in it. When it's intentional, the chain is shorter and straight. And the other side of the chain is a fist grip with the chain wrapped around the fist. Not the strike. It's just a visual of, this is the power. The power is to me. I control the chain. I'm the one that lets the chain, have more distance from me or not. Now, of course, this is not a choking thing, right? Your submissive may not be a pet, but if you are like a master, you have a slave, or you have a sub that likes to do, that likes to be a pet, then maybe you have a different kind of aggression when it comes to how you control them. But that's something you two agree on. But again, it's all about intent. Sometimes if she's asking for it, go and give it to her. But maybe you give her a pass on the first one. Maybe. Depends on if it, like I said, if it's a flagrant foul, then you have to reprimand right then and there. But if it's a situation where something gets in the way and they feel a certain kind of way and you give them a pass, if the pass don't sit with them, just know the next time you're going to have to punish. But if the pass sits well with them, okay, see how it goes. But on the second one, you still, you could judge it. But if a third one, absolutely. Doesn't matter how much time is elapsed. Doesn't matter if in 3 years the third foul comes the third year. Reprimand. Remember that. But what do you guys think? Am I just talking ish, or am I a little bit on point? Let me know. If I'm off, I don't mind staying corrected. But let's have it. I want to grow. I can only grow from your feedback. And I look forward to it. And until next time, you know how to find me. Sir INQ on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can always email me at sirinq09@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, peace.